So if you've ever gone into the extras menu for Saints Row 1, you'll see that there's an advertisement for a Saints Row mobile game. Not many people ever got to play this, and it was taken off the market rather quickly. THQ Wireless doesn't even acknowledge it ever existed. So why don't we check it out? Starting the game, we're allowed to choose what our character looks like. The level of customization is groundbreaking. As soon as you start the game, you're given the same recruit dialogue from the intro of Saints Row 1. One thing you'll notice right away is that the Saints are wearing green. This is what the original gang colors were for the Saints, but it was changed to purple about a year before the game's release. So this is probably the first Saints Row game ever made, since it still uses the early concepts. The goal of the game is somewhat the same as the Xbox version. Do side missions to get respect, and when you get enough respect, you get to play a mission. The only difference is that there's only one mission per district, and when you complete that mission, you take over the district. When you take over all the districts, you have completed the game. A majority of this game follows the same mission concepts as Saints Row 1. You have to assassinate someone, deliver a drug package, pick up prostitutes, and you have to do it under a time limit. So most of the time, you need to be in a car, and this is what completely ruins the game. The car controls are completely horrendous. I get stressed out whenever I have to make a turn because I know that I'm about to start bouncing off 5 different walls. It's nearly impossible to outrun the police, and the whole fucking thing is just a terrible experience. It's fucking awful. It's the most busted ass controls I've ever experienced. I'm thoroughly convinced I'm the first person to have ever completed this game. I couldn't imagine anyone spending more than 2 minutes playing this. And this game is kind of long too. It took around 6 hours to complete. If you somehow made it to the red light district, you'll come across a mission where 9 out of 10 times, you'll fail instantly. You have to follow a car to its gang hideout, but for some reason, the car will spawn too close to the edge and trigger the mission to end right away. If you somehow make it past that, the screen still jitters and can cause your car to randomly decelerate, also making you fail. After like an hour of failing, I finally passed the mission. So to sum this game all up, the missions are weak, the map is bland, the controls are awful, but at least we can customize our cars. Yeah, rim jobs is actually in this game, which is impressive, I guess. I don't know, but I think this game was completed before the official Saints Row script was completed, because besides the main Saints cast, all the gang leaders are referred to as the boss. So this is kind of an interesting game if you're a Saints Row fan, but I absolutely do not recommend anyone play this. Even though this is technically the first Saints Row game ever made, I've shown you everything you need to see. Also, the promo image is completely different than the final game. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Surprisingly, THQ Wireless requested another Saints Row mobile game be made for Saints Row 2. Ooh, music, we're getting fancy now. Too bad this is the only sound in the entire game. Starting the game, we're given the option to have a male or female character. We then get a quick backstory before the game puts us in Stillwater after we have broken out of jail. No mention of Carlos though. Right away you can see this game is better than the first one in almost every possible way. The graphics look good, the story is better, and the missions are linear and have no time restrictions. This is actually an appealing take on a Saints Row mobile game. The driving controls are a lot better, but that isn't saying much. It's still a very frustrating experience. Also, rim jobs has been heavily downgraded from the first. But besides that, this game is an improvement in every possible way. We even have cribs. Freckle Bitches is called Eat This though. I guess swears aren't allowed in mobile games. But let's focus on the actual game itself. As mentioned before, the story is more linear and has more variety than the first game. First, you have to take out the Brotherhood. You actually get Donnie to help you sabotage the Brotherhood in one mission. The boss is much more nicer in this game. After you take out Marrow, you move on to the Ronin. Aisha helps you with this one, and you actually pull off a casino heist. Also, you guys have to check out how Aisha dies. It's amazing. Wow. Gat takes her death pretty well. And after that, you help Shaundi take out the Sons of Samdi. Veteran Child does not make an appearance. And then it's on to Ultor, and oh my, look who it is! It's Carlos! Like, it's totally Carlos! That's the same outfit from the jailbreak mission in Saints Row 2. I have no idea why they thought it would be acceptable to make Carlos the sprite for Ultor. All I can think about is Carlos joining Ultor and fighting the boss. Even Dane Vogel is Carlos. The ending is pretty awesome though. And that's Saints Row 2 Mobile. It's not that bad actually. If you're a casual Saints Row fan or just not into Saints Row 2 that much, then by all means you can avoid this. But if you're a hardcore Saints Row fan and really love Saints Row 2, then yeah, I sort of recommend you try this. It's like a weird alternative take on Saints Row 2. If you're a Saints Row 2 fan and love retro gameplay, you'll get some amusement out of it, but if you're not completely obsessive over the series, don't even bother.